Hello everyone, welcome back to Make Pen Advanced Tubing with me, Fritz. Today we're going to be learning how to do crystals and props for caves. So let's get right to it. For the second segment of settings, we are going to want to start off with start on our first page and making sure our position snap is at 5, rotation snap is at 5, uniform shapes is on. Go over to second page once those are all complete. Make sure your tube size is on 8. Have your fixed tube width on. Connect nearby tubes is on. And tube height ratio at 100%. Tube facets, again, optional if it's 10 or 6. I use 6 preferably because I like the natural edges on it. And that should be it for settings. Now let's get to it. Now, this part may be a little bit tricky for some people, but for me, personally, I will go through every single step for you guys, and I will make sure that it goes as smoothly as possible. So, let's start off by taking our maker pen and turning it to the side. This is a crucial part because either way, it can end up upside down or to the side. We have to make sure that it's like this. So, press down your trigger and then let go immediately. It will create this little bond here where you could connect the tubes again, just like this. And that will allow it so, again, you can make many other tube structures from this. So, the formula that we want to use is an 881. That's the sizes that we're going to go by, and I will show you a demonstration right now on how to do that. This is an 8 right here, size tubing, and we're going to want to connect this tubing right and pull it up. Depending on how big you want your crystal, I do it about 5 ticks on 5. And that will create this. Now, for the next part, you're going to want to go back into settings right here, and then you're going to want to turn your tube size down to 1. Now that it's on 1, you're going to want to cancel that and then connect it right onto the very top. Make sure that the point is there. Press down on your trigger and then pull up. And there you have it. There is a simple crystal that is made within just 3 little steps. These cost very low ink. And now we will move on to the rock and finalization. For this next part in settings, we're going to change up some settings from the previous. We're going to turn smooth tubes on. Make sure to have our thing at 8 again. And this time, make sure to have your tube facets on 10. Again, tube height ratio on 100. Go back to first page, and we're going to want to turn this to 1. Again, you can have an optional for uniform shapes to make it more natural, or else you could turn it off to have a more choppy effect to it. So now that you have this little shape on the end of your maker pen, let's get started. So, for this time, I personally use grid off for making the rock that connects to the crystal. And what I do from here is I press down on the trigger, pull it out, and make at least 2 or 3 joints, just like that. And then you can make another one just over here, a little connection, like that. Or sometimes even smaller, just like that. Now that you have at least 3 models, different rocks, you are going to want to combine them all. So let's start that off by grabbing the clone tool and cloning one thing and turning it maybe 180 degrees and then placing it. Now let's do that with the others. Grab, place. Now let's grab this, place. Grab another random one and place. Grab another random one, place, and then grab another and then place. And there you have it. You could see just by doing these small little movements, we have a little rock cobblestone thing just for our crystals to rest upon. So now that's all done, let's move on to the next part. So now that we have our crystal and our little cluster right here, what we are going to do is merge them two together. So how you do this is by grabbing your maker pen and moving this little crystal right into the smack dab middle of this little cobblestone cluster. So from here, now we would like to duplicate it a few times just to make it look a little bit natural. I'd say about 5 to 4 times would look the best. So let's duplicate this at least 2 times right now. 1 onto the side, and make sure to move it down a little bit, and number 2 to the other side. There we go. We have a little 3-edged crystal. We could add maybe 1 more to the front and then scale it down just to make it look a little bit more natural. We're gonna have them a little bit upscaled, a little bit downscaled on each side, just so the big one in the middle can show its growth. So from here, the best idea would be to press that manipulate tool on your maker pen and move them around a little bit. So there's one, and we could use this one right here. Move it up, move this down a little bit, and then maybe move around into this side right here, and move this one up a little bit, and this one down, like that. And there you have it. Oh, and there you have it, a little crystal cluster for all your needs. You can use this for any sort of form that you want. In big caves, you can upscale them. In small caves, you can little scale them down just so they're in the little edges, just to perfect that little look. Or you could just leave it on your shelf. So here you have it. Again, thank you so much for watching. This was Maker Pen Advanced Tubing with me, Fritz. I hope you all had fun and learned something today. Leave in the comments of what I should do next. Thank you. Goodbye.